you have a lot of adversaries trying to cut you off from what you know is good for you, and also there's a lot of trying to cut off what you're manifesting with the same energy that they were giving before, which wasn't very much and it was lackluster, kind of trying to take you down. A lot of just what feels like cliche projections onto you. And I feel like you are really trying to explore not only just like the good of what you know is good about you, but the truth, and not just the good of the truth, like the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. And I feel like due to you understanding this, you have inherently kind of woken up to the adversary energy of, hey, you got some people really projecting that you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. Oh, don't do that. Why would you do that? You could never do that kind of energy, which is entirely just feels wrong, because I feel like you are somebody that feels very connected to what they're doing, very passionate, and it's not just something you like desire because you saw something shiny and pretty and you want it. You desire it because it fuels your fire of passion, fuels your fire of drive. We have my roommate's cat here in my lap, so do not mind. Um, she is very snuggly, and as I was getting called to do this reading, she hasn't really left my lap, so we're gonna kind of leave that in there as like a little synchronicity. I think you can definitely explore more to yourself currently, but whatever projections are being placed upon you, it's giving you this like halt. You can't go past this line here, and it's like, no, I've already planned past this line. I've already planned mentally and internally to move forward in this. Why are you constantly trying to like halt my position and delay my experience? And I feel like there's a lot. Oh, let me bring the microphone here so you can hear me a bit better. I feel like there's a lot of adversary like energies constantly trying to like provoke something out of you in a way that's like, hey, look, see, it's this not saying like, oh, it's this person, but it's like, oh, see, look, see how they're acting, see they acted this way, I told you that they'd act this way. And it's kind of like yelling at like a bear for it being angry when the person was like, see, I told you that poking the bear would make it angry, see, look, now they're an angry bear. And it's like, well, they kind of would be angry if you poked them and woke them up from their slumber and their hibernation. I think they'd be a little angry in any sort of stance. And I think no matter how this level of anger has been like projected out into the like physical reality, not just projections towards something, just how we verbalize and like release things and get things out of us, however this like energy of anger was projected in the moment is like the big thing that feels demonizing, and that is being demonized in the sense of, this is bad, this is ugly, you're not a good person, you're this, you're that, when in reality everyone on the outside of this bubble is seeing you react as a normal human being, or a normal bear who just got poked. That was like, what the f kind of energy. And I think you see how these energies have been affecting you. And what I got kind of before hitting record was this energy of really moving to the beat of your own drum and taking with you these experiences and knowing what is true in your heart. Because when you know that confirmation and you can confirm the truth to yourself, I don't think you need anyone else but you to help yourself move on from this, whatever it may be. Now, I feel like this is a weird energy of like things coming back, but it wouldn't come back for no reason. I think there's a lot of karma coming around full circle recently in a lot of different areas, and whether the karma is coming around full circle in a negative way for someone else, I don't think that's for you to really worry about or focus on. I think the big thing of wanting to see if, oh, did someone get what they deserve? Did someone actually like release these emotions? Or are they still stubborn in this one area? And I think you are very, it's not contradictory, but it's contradictory in your curiosity, You want to know, but you know that you can't. And I feel like it's not like you can't know at all. You are going to know in time. There is an obvious energy of you will see something in time that explains, oh, this is how this person, I'm hearing fell off. I don't know what that means. It could just be like, this is how this person lost their notoriety, their reputation, kind of a thing. And it was due to their own actions and nothing that you did. You were just someone who got poked by this adversary energy and not really like messing with anyone else's. You kind of just did your own thing and felt like that this whole experience obviously was a learning experience, but also like seeing the karma come around for you in a good sense. Like you're seeing that you've gained a lot of knowledge from this experience, not just knowledge, but also like you've gained a lot of explanatory like energy. Like you've gained a lot of energy that has explained, or energies that have come into your life have explained a lot of what's been going on with this whole sort of removing like what doesn't serve you process in your life, but also the whole like people wanting to halt that progress as well. Like there's a lot of wanting to halt this progression in fulfillment, because I feel like you have people, Five of Cups here, you have people who can't move on from the Five of Cups, and they are trying to keep you stuck in this Five of Cups energy where you feel like you're focusing on all of the lack and not any of the good stuff in your life. But in reality, you've been healing all of this good stuff. And I feel like when people see you like in a moment of healing, they're like, yeah, we got them. We got them. We got them good. And you're sitting there like confused, like it feels like a hell no, bitch. I feel like a hell no, bitch. I've been doing this healing shit for fucking years, and longer than you can even say abracadabra. And something so fucking sassy right now that I feel like you, Queen of Wands, you know how fiery you could get in this sort of scenario. There's an energy of understanding where you could take this, and you're like, I could take it there, but I'm not going to, because all of that is not worth it. And it only becomes worth it if it's starting to affect your like immediate surroundings, and I feel like it really kind of just hasn't. There's kind of been this energy of feeling like things, if the situation have affected how you like are gaining momentum in your awareness, in your like affirmations, abundance, and manifestations. There's a lot of aspects to this that explain to you how you are so passionate about this. I think what you've experienced through all of this adversary like energy, you've experienced how grateful you are to be as passionate as you are, because this is kind of the thing that has actually like conceptualized this healing. You really conceptualized how healing truly works to its core, and to its core to where you can actually explore more about yourself and why you like certain things and why you don't like other things. And I feel like for these other people, they can't even be honest with themselves about what they ate yesterday, because they may have had like a real junk food kind of meal, but they're telling other people that they had a quinoa salad or something, trying to look good, trying to be like, oh yeah, I gotta watch my weight, I ate all of this yesterday and all this good stuff, when they were just eating powdered donuts on the couch or some crap. Nothing to say there's wrong with powdered donuts, but why do you gotta lie like that? There's like a, I can't even be honest about what I ate yesterday kind of lying is happening. And I feel like more and more that this happens, the more and more people will catch on to the fact that this is not good energy to be around. This is not good for me. This is not good for the whole. And this is where I feel like part of you is going to see this crash and burn, but you're not allowed to see it when it initially happens, because I think you're going to feel very hurt over it. Not in a way that makes sense to anyone else, but I think you are someone who doesn't like to watch people fall on their face. You like to try and try and try and try until someone actually falls on their face. And you said, well, I tried to help you, and you couldn't really get with the program of understanding what needed to be done internally, not just externally. Because it's like someone trying to half-ass all of the external effort and do zero internal work. And I think you've really, like, fully experienced how this can affect you in your karmic balance, because I think you've been feeling like a lot of good karma things have been coming around full circle for you. And if good karma's coming around for you, oh boy, you know damn well what's coming for this other person. And it feels so, like, it feels so contradictory of your feeling. You feel so grateful that you can be this and understand yourself and collectively, like, cultivate new experiences for yourself. Ooh. Through this aspect of healing and moving forward past the 5 cups that some people are inherently just stuck in right now. I feel like they're just stuck in on justifying why these cups are spilled and not really moving on with what's meant for them. You're actually healing all of this, and due to that, I think you are collectively understanding how bad someone's karma is going to get. And I feel like you don't need to worry about that because it's not for you to worry. And it's going to be something that kind of reels you back into feeling sorry for someone you shouldn't feel sorry for. This is a very, very, like, blunt message, but I feel like it needs to be said because there's constantly this, like, talk I'm feeling of, oh, this, the person watching this video, you did this, you did that, type of a thing, like, is what someone's saying about you. But you're sitting there just not saying a word, and it feels a lot like you want to have a genuine conversation, but you just can't. And you can't move forward with that. And I think part of you is really coming to this collective understanding of how to move forward with yourself, how to move forward with what you know you're intelligent at. And the intelligence of this is a lot of emotional awareness. I feel like that's the big thing you've gained, is a lot of just, like, clear emotional awareness in how you've explored life, how you've explored this whole entire situation, what you hold close, what it means for you. Because I think we have more that wants to come out, because I'm kind of curious of, like, not only why, but what else does my collective need to hear about these adversaries, these enemies? What could they not only learn from this, but learn to take away in this sort of regard? Because I feel like, hold on. Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. I think you gotta take away with the fact that no matter how much changes for this other person, I don't think they'll ever really, like, be willing to learn. There is an aspect of, obviously, you are very hesitant here, but since this is coming up for you, the Ace of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, this very newfound beginning, new chapter to, like, cultivate so much more than you have ever could imagined, I feel. And collectively becoming aware of how constant change is, how constant, like, life is just changing, and there's always sort of this, not like ticking clock, but there's always little, like, metaphysical chess pieces moving. Things are shifting, things are changing in a realm that you may not be able to see, but you accept. You accept that it's there, you accept that it's a thing, you accept that change is inevitable. And I think that's the big thing these other people can't recognize. 5 of Cups, you know? They see you accepting this, and they're like, no, they can't have that. They shouldn't have that. And while they're wasting their time on you, you are not wasting your time, but you are committing your time to understand how to get right with your future and your future chapter here. I think what is happening collectively for you is really getting a grip on how hesitant you feel about this, how hesitant you feel about a new beginning. But new beginnings don't just start randomly and create success overnight. These are things that you just start doing randomly and you continue to do consistently over time, and you will see results. There's a, like, you will see results kind of thing. And I think you are exploring Two of Cups and Four of Cups. You are exploring what is truly intuitively called to you. We wouldn't have the Two of Cups and Four of Cups out here for no reason. Two of Cups is a lot of integration, interconnectedness with the ego and the higher self. Four of Cups is you reaching out to that main intuitive goal and main intuitive, like, either goal, cup of fulfillment that you know is for you. And, okay, well, you gotta leave behind three of these cups in order to accept the real fourth cup that is meant for you. You are truly accepting of that energy. And I think this is going to allow you to broaden your perspective entirely more. Oh my, this is definitely a big chunk of cards. We have the Hierophant, the Magician, Nine of Wands to start out these three. Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and Three of Swords. Okay, here, I see the little message here. A little message in a bottle. So, or no. It's technically kind of backwards, but it goes this way. Hierophant, the Magician, Nine of Wands. Let's start with those three first. These three really are recognizing the fact that you not only have your own power really, like, collectively understood and sorted within you, but you are branching out into something that is creating much more abundance than I think you could ever imagined. And I think it just needed a small little risk to take. And it felt like a risk to you because you weren't really sure about this area of life, environment, place. This, like, it's like a new aspect, a new kind of just exploration you're having into a perspective. And I think that this is the big thing that's sparking you to really collectively understand how to bring all of these ideas into one single idea. All of these things that you're like, oh, I have great ideas for this and great ideas for that, but what if you could do it all in one? And this is where the Hierophant comes in and the Magician kind of comes in to tell you that Spirit is here to tell you this. I wouldn't be reading these cards and feel called to do this reading if I didn't think that there was some energy here really trying to get word out to you, because you've been learning and teaching yourself a lot, and I feel like you've been learning a lot from your spirit guides, the universe, everything in between, and literally the in between, the liminal space. I feel like you've explored everything that you need to explore in this current moment, and now it's the time to, like, commit to action. The manifesting energy from the Magician is this understanding that they are asking the universe something in an unseen world. They're asking something from the unseen to help guide them to create something in the seen world, the physical world. And I feel like you're really trying to and been asking your guides to help you commit towards this very, like, just very committed, like, path and, like, passionate path and desired, like, outcome. You have a very, very, like, solid idea on how an outcome can, like, turn out, but there's this energy of, like, you gotta get right with yourself here. Not just get right with yourself, but the Three of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords kind of indicate a lot of this. You gotta work with the me, myself, and I energy, and you gotta be the first person to kind of not only kick yourself in the butt to jumpstart your engines there, but kind of, it's like a little light kick in the keister to get this level of discipline down, because there's something about these adversaries that these are going to be things that come back up for you. But I feel like you know that you can discuss them, handle them on your own time. The one key thing is that you've been healing these swords. You've been aware of these swords in your heart and understanding that you can heal them yourself. You can extract these swords and these mindsets, these thoughts out of your heart, out of your mind, and clearly understand why they were there and why, you know, we just have insecurities as human beings. But this is a big, like, ask to remind yourself to take care of your mental well-being, but also don't sleep in too much. Don't get too comfy in a relaxing stage. Kind of use that energy if you're relaxing to be like, okay, we're recharging. And this is going to give you this element of I'm recharging in order to gain more fulfillment, I want to say passionate perspective in the future, to gain something that's going to actually like be not only, it's like cultivating beneficial energy, cultivating beneficial perspectives and mental like uh fortitude, but you're cultivating like passion for life again. And I don't think these other people and these adversaries know how to do that, because with the Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and Three of Swords, there's a double meaning here. I see the other side of this. I see the people that are trying to talk bad about you and work with um, everything that they shouldn't in order to be this greedy King of Pentacles. Not the King of Pentacles that's going to side with discipline. The King of Pentacles is a mini Emperor card, because the Pentacles know exactly what keeps things stable and what keeps things like stable, not only externally but internally, and like what our passions are that keep us getting up in the morning, keep our drive going, keep our passion for life, for creating going. You got a lot of these energies not doing that. They're working with either spirits or themselves in this other people kind of sense to look forward in how they can cut you off from something, cut you off from an energy, cut you off from um your ambitious manifestations. I feel like that some people think that, oh, well, we can't let this person succeed because of what feels like just bullshit reasons. Like every time I feel like we can't let this person succeed, we can't let this person succeed. And as soon as somebody asks why, it's never clear. It's never actually clear of why we can't let you succeed here. And this is where people are getting caught in their own lies. They're getting caught red fucking handed in saying that, well, like if they're talking to their adversaries, like their adversary, the people who still side with the other opposing energies are looking at this person like, oh my god, they're a Hierophant, you're this all-knowing being, you know all, right? So why do we need to protect you from this person, which is you, which they don't need to do anything really, it's just BS. People are asking who they think is a Hierophant, who they think is very loyal and trustworthy, what they should do about it and what is actually like a good process to get done in this whole aspect of, hey, I can commit to your adversary work, but you got to tell me why and give me a good reason. And I think that is a big thing of what's happening is you're not being given a good reason. um and I keep seeing something that's bothering me. I'm gonna fix it, but I'm gonna talk while I fix it. I keep seeing like this little space, kind of weirdly reminiscent of the reading. I keep seeing this little tiny space that needs to be filled in, and I think this is part of your heart. You feel like you have maybe a tiny space in your heart that feels like these adversaries could get to you with. But it's not about those adversaries getting to you with those things. It's these aspects of you are getting to these things before your adversaries are. And as long as you're not like actually explaining what these things are to the enemy, um screw it. As long as you're not actually explaining these things to your enemy, there's this energy of like, what do you have to worry about? It's this energy of, okay, what needs to be filled in? Confidence. It's why this like eyeliner is weirdly like synchronistic to this reading. Um, I'm also a tad bit autistic, so when I see something out of not fully filled in, I'm just like, we'll fix it. I kind of made them uneven, but it doesn't really matter. I also think that like this whole aspect of this eyeliner being very synchronistic is, what is the thing that not only makes you more confident but makes you act more yourself? And this could be like a certain type of clothing you wear, a certain type of uh activity you go and do. Like I feel like roller skating for somebody here. Like the aspect of roller skating in general is very cool, and there's different ways to like explore like how to roller skate and all the different like, hey, there's this move and that move, and you can even like um do cool tricks with other people, and it becomes very like a communal thing. Now, me filling in all of these little things, it felt very intuitive because it felt like you were filling in these little bits of confidence in your life. I don't think the eyeliner makes me entirely confident, but I feel like when I wear eyeliner, I definitely have a lot of magical reasons of why I put eyeliner on. Um, Also, I feel a little like the Cleopatra vibe sometimes, depending on how I wear it. um, so, when you are exploring this level of confidence that I feel like you've explored for a little while, excuse me, you're filling in the blanks with things that make you realize and remember who you truly are, and how powerful you are, and how very much intuitive you are. You aren't someone that's just going to be a teacher because you said you found out that you learned everything. You're going to be a teacher because you're still learning things. And the best people who actually know stuff are humble enough to admit that they don't know something, but they're willing to go out and look and experience and see what is actually out there for them, like the magician who is trying to cultivate all of these different energies together to create something new. And this is very metaphorical to your outside world. Now, the Nine of Wands is very interesting because I feel like it's coming out here in this, like, for your adversary's energy. It's coming out in a way that, like, I don't think you expected. Like, everything that is happening clearly for you, you can expect and understand that it's happening very, very clearly the opposite for these other people. And I think this is where um there's not like a collective understanding of like one idea to move forward with. It's almost like they're constantly trying to get all of these ideas to work within this one narrow view, this one narrow mindset. It's like not just like combining all of these so they work within this one narrow mindset. It's like trying to shove all of these things in this one narrow mindset. Now, for you, this isn't really a narrow mindset, it's just how you understand the world and life to be. You understand you can't have everything you want, but you understand that you can try to cultivate the things that you desire in life, that you're passionate about working on and working towards, and you can make compromises, reconcile with yourself, and see what's good, what's bad, what could be held off for a little bit, what's a good idea for the future, and what's an even better idea for right now. Because when you can clear out these wands, you get to make a lot more sense of what you need to do right now, what you feel like you intuitively should do at this moment in time, because you're the only one who can know what's best for you. Everyone outside of this, like the karmic energies, are very much trying to shove all of these ideas into one tiny narrow mindset that is completely like bogus, and it's like ambiguous at the same time. It's weird to say it that way, but it's ambiguous in this like sense of it doesn't really make sense in any sort of scenario. Like if you were trying to uh say the situation and what happened to you and why people are very um I want to say like not angry with you, but they're angry because you totally exposed something. You completely exposed something here. And you completely exposed it in a way that I don't feel like everyone fully actually can see until they truly, truly not just see it with them in themselves, but they see the part of themselves that can actually be truly self-aware and self-honest. And this is where a choice is involved. There's a choice here. I'm feeling that there's an aspect of people who are going to cope and say that, oh no, the enemy is right, the enemy is completely right, I can't believe that you would do whatever you did, which wasn't really anything but being human. You were being human in the moment. I don't know where that needs to be heard, but you did nothing wrong. You absolutely did nothing wrong. If getting angry is an issue, then those people have a lot to deal with in themselves because they don't like anger and they think anger is the enemy. And this goes to show that the whole positive vibes only kind of communities can get very toxic very quick, because as soon as you say one thing that's negative, that's just maybe talking about your life. um, oh, let's not bring down the vibes, guys, let's not bring it down, let's not do this. And then as soon as you get any bit of angry or annoyed, it's the devil, you're a demon, you're a low vibrational being, or whatever, insert some buzzwords here kind of a thing. You're this, you're that, you're the other, when in reality you've been collectively understanding that you have done nothing wrong, and there has been a collective of understanding that you have done nothing wrong. And I feel like that's been the most quiet part. You've understood that you've done nothing wrong, but the quiet part has completely not been said out loud. And I think you understand why, because this is the part of you wanting to be like, is this adversary energy gonna actually want to have a conversation with me? Um, right off the top here, we have Six of Cups, so there's probably some reconciliation wanting to be had. It is definitely going to be different in how it's received. Four of Cups. I think while there's reconciliation that could be had, it's not going to be in a way that is actually fluid. There is a lot of caught up in their emotions feeling I'm getting from this King of Cups. This deck isn't going to show the reversed cards. I put all the cards upright, so I'm really just reading the energies as they are. Oh my god, there's another loaf. That's my roommate has two cats. One is a black cat, and one is the gray one down here. See her little ears? Hi, ma'am. Hi, other ma'am. Your sister's in here. Yeah, see? She's right there. I know you're not gonna like that. You guys have been fighting like sisters. I know, I can pet you up. If if you wanna try and come up here, you can try. You can try. All I know is that she's probably gonna fight you. Whisper. See, that's exactly what those adversary energies are not doing. They're not just backing off. They are very determined to feel like they can spew all of their emotions, demonize you for your emotions, and then pretend like everything's fine, that they chose the higher road. When in reality, you have been choosing the higher road this whole entire time, and you don't even want to sit here and say which is the higher and lower road. You've been taking the most human road here. You've been taking the most human road because it's something that is so like in depth into your core being that I think this person's really trying to get people to believe something that isn't real. Like they're trying to focus back on the three cups here from the five cups energy, and they're not moving forward with what they should be moving forward with here. The three cups and the four of cups always signify that we can't move forward with these things. These aren't really that great of options. They're not fulfilling. They're not going to get anything done. It's just going to be there until the energy's all used up, and then they feel like this. But this is constantly what they're feeling, is the fact that they're having to clean up after spilt cups that aren't theirs to clean up. But I think what's happening with that energy as well is that the adversary energies that are against you per se. Also, Two of Wands, interesting. Um, these adversary energies that are against you feel like that they are working so hard towards this that they need to like just call in help. And I don't know if they're calling in help from, if anyone, this is why I felt called to do this message. If anyone is calling on any spirits to do work on you, if you know anyone that's in sort of magical practices per se, spiritual things, anything that they're asking the universe, their guides, whatever to do is completely not working, and I feel like it has been very much backfiring because you understand that the projections that they've been spewing have been backfiring on them regardless of whatever they've done behind the scenes, behind closed doors towards you. Two of Wands here on the top of the deck. I want to keep pulling. Some of these cards feel very slippery. Two of Wands and Two of Pentacles. So here's the very funny kind of scenario here. You have ideas and you have actions. You are cultivating an understanding of your own self, emotions, awareness, not just self-awareness, but like emotional awareness is what I meant to say. You are exploring all of your emotional awareness and learning how to really cultivate a belief in yourself that is true, that is not ever going to back down ever again. And cultivating this belief in yourself is that filling in of the confidence. You're trying to cultivate this balance, and it's almost like I see these two pentacles kind of trying to like spin on the center axis there, and they're just spinning in order to like brew up this energy, build up this energy, and cultivate this energy that is creating actual balance in your life, in your work, in your relationships, and everything in between. And the literal liminal space in between. Whatever you do spiritually, like all of this is coming together, coming to a collective understanding to see how you can move forward with this. But it's because you've been not looking at how they've been falling from their pedestal. You made them fall from their pedestal. You may have not done it intentionally, but you did it. Is what they're blaming you for. You did this, you did that, but all you did was maybe expose a bit of a truth. That truth was deeply rooted in something else in your adversary internally, and that is the pedestal that they put themselves on, and that other people probably helped them put on. And I almost feel like that there is like a ladder here, like whether there's a climbing the ladder metaphor somewhere, it's almost like there is a ladder of life, right? Everyone climbs this ladder. Everyone's got to go up. We always go up in the sense of we're aging. We're moving forward in time, but we're aging up essentially. And the whole aspect of growing up and going up this ladder, it's almost like someone had a piggyback ride on this ladder. And the person giving them a piggyback ride was so, I can't ignore the words I'm hearing. They were very down bad in helping this energy. It's why all of their ideas that they're trying to cultivate aren't working, because they keep ignoring the real thing that they should be working on, and it's creating chaos. It's creating imbalance in their life. But it's because to get to the pedestal that they put themselves on, they had a piggy ride back up to the top. They did not climb this ladder themselves. You constantly cultivated everything that is about you yourself. You created yourself. You didn't have any help. And you didn't have any, like, I want to say, like, it's not like you didn't have pressure, but you didn't have the pressure internally too much. You knew who you were from the very beginning. And yeah, we change as we get older, but that's kind of the point. That's kind of what's exciting to explore more about yourself. And it's why I feel like some people want to say you're disingenuous when you just like a bunch of different things. And I feel like your passion for some of these things, you may have started inherently after this, or your adversary started something before you did, but you have constantly felt close and passionate to this thing that they probably have already started, and maybe you got a little bit more knowledgeable about it, a little more creative, a little more curious. And this is the thing that is, they cannot ignore, and they cannot like wrap their head around. How come they're so like courageous about this? How can they be this? How can they be that? Well, if they would take one good conversation with you, they could learn why you're actually like this. But you got a lot of energy that's not willing to talk to you unless you essentially create their narrative to be true. They don't want to move forward unless their devil energies are believed to be true. And you're sitting here like, I'm moving forward away from this shit because it is not meant for me, and that is not me. The patterns and cycles that you continue to perpetuate onto me is what you're saying to this adversary. All of this projection that you're perpetuating onto me is not true, and I can move forward and accept the internal defeat from the other side. Because I feel like when you are more quiet about something, when you're silent about it, and maybe you were just a little more quiet than most people probably thought you should have been, it's because you knew these people weren't going to have an actual conversation with you. You don't just conversate with the devil. That is not a conversation. That is a game of chess to get you to believe in lies that don't actually exist. You said, I'm gonna keep it pushing. Whatever energies throw me off, we're reeling them back in, we're getting straight, we're creating that balance to constantly heal from what you know is true. Other people are living in their lies, and it's constantly showing with how they project onto you and onto others. I think that they constantly, even I'm hearing a lot of contradictory energy. Like there's not a lot of people around them anymore because of all the contradictory energy that is happening. And I think you have like grown up to realize that, damn, this is really how something is. Like it's not exactly just this is how people are, this is how the company is, this is how the system is. It's just like, holy crap, like this is how it's gonna be. And it's something that feels inherently confident in you to be like, okay, yeah, this is how it's gonna be, I'm gonna keep it pushing. That energy is the energy needed to keep creating this balance. And you need to keep creating this balance, because you take one look at that other side and it's gonna throw you off your game. And not in a way that's like, oh, you're gonna be instantly thrown off your game as soon as you see something, but don't actively like, it's not like don't actively look for things, because I feel like it's not about like looking, because who knows, you may just be in the same workplace with this person. But I feel like there's an aspect of don't actually look into what's happening until it's already happened. Like there's going to be a happening is a weird way to like put it, but there is a like, there's an aspect to this that is going to be happening, that once that happens and the happening happens, you are going to be confirmed of everything you thought you knew. Like everything you knew about this adversary that wasn't really in the quote-unquote public eye per se, like all of the things they believe internally, you've exposed them for, and they cannot run from the truth any longer. They cannot run from the truth any longer. Eight of Swords peeking out there too. You cannot ignore any part of this reading. You can't. Because you can't ignore the truth like they can't ignore the truth, and they can't continue to run from it for long. So I think the biggest victory in all of this is knowing how you have become very like intuitively close to the truth in so many ways, so many possible ways. What is sliding out here? Is that Eight of Wands? You've been seeing the fucking signs, haven't you? I'm just another confirmation for you on this board of confirmations, validations, and what is it? Reassurances. I'm gonna leave these out just like so. Um, hold on, I want to see what's underneath the... Wait, no, that was wrong. Oh, they're so immature. You have energies, these adversaries are so immature that I don't even think you need to worry about them. Yeah, because they keep trying to argue that, oh, I won against you, when the real victory isn't going to be boasted about as much as this person's boasting about online, even. I don't know if these are inherently online, but it feels like someone's like being very boastful online and they can't help themselves. And I think this is something that is actually the like actual downfall. But when you see it, because you are seeing it 10 steps ahead, uh further, and you're seeing it so far ahead than everyone else, you gotta look away. It's literally like you see a car coming down a highway really, really fast. You saw the light turn red, and you're looking at that car, and that car's not slowing down, not slowing down, not slowing down. And as soon as you see it reaches, like, let's say here's the light, right? That's red, and you see the car like zooming up really fast. There's a certain point that you can see where physics is not going to let that car stop until it's in the intersection. If they hit the brakes at this last second, that there's a point where they're not going to stop themselves before the intersection hits. And it's almost like they want to stop themselves, but they constantly have this ear of ego on their, like, unhealed ego on their shoulder saying, hit the fucking gas pedal, hit the gas pedal hard, and blow past. Like, red lights don't exist. They don't, to them. And I can't help but understand, or not understand why, but that's for those people to understand and not for us, because we would not do that. The reason that we can't really understand certain people's actions sometimes is we know deep down that we would never ever do that thing. We would never ever hit the gas pedal like that through a red light and risk not only ourselves, whoever's in the car, this metaphorical car, and the car that you work so hard to pay for. Because that's not, like, if you're in the adversary shoes, that's not anyone else's car, that's their car. Their metaphorical car that they're driving. They're crashing it into something. Or they're not going to be seen as a good person at the end of this. Whether they make it out clean, unscaven, no injuries in this metaphorical sort of car incident I'm portraying, you are seeing that this is defining them. And this is where, when you see that point where you know that they can't hit the brakes, you're looking away. Good on you, because I feel like you have a spirit guide with their hand on your head, just like, look away. You don't need to see it, you don't need to know about it until after it's already happened, because that's going to be the key thing that I think you're going to have actual people come up to you and say, holy fuck, this is crazy, I'm so sorry that this whole entire thing happened to you. Like, this is something dating back probably not only just months, but maybe a year or so. Or just years in general, depending on who you're dealing with, because when it comes to family, you deal with them since birth, so that's years. Cheers. I just finished my coffee there. I'm getting that there's... Well, we'll bring the world card out, but what was on the top of this? We have triple eights out here. We have 8 wands, 8 swords, 8 pentacles, and oh my god, you gotta keep it pushing with what you're working on, because you're doing some great fucking work right now, and it's cultivating into this brand new chapter that we talked about earlier with the Ace of Pentacles. You're cultivating something completely brand new that you know you can't ignore, and I feel like it's time to not ignore it anymore. And I want to get one last card here from the Archetypes Oracle, just to kind of see where we can leave you off here with this collective reading. I want to grab this one. The Mentor, which is another Hierophant card, essentially, in this archetype deck. You are your own mentor, and whatever mentors you have that you wholeheartedly trust physical or metaphysical mentors, you got to put your whole heart into trusting them and working with them and just asking them, hey, what do I need to do? Just feeling a little scatterbrained today. There's a lot of things on the mind. What can help me do what I need to do for the day or for the week or for whatever it may be? And I think just this constant help that you are asking for and could ask your spirit guides for is going to help them actually feel like not only just, oh, I feel included into what they're doing in their life, but they feel included into helping you actually explore what is meant to be explored for you and what you truly, truly desire to be explored. So I feel like you have a lot of mentor energy, not only within yourself, but you have it just surrounding you. Like I said, the the best teachers out there are still students at heart. They still understand the aspect of learning and learning new things. And I think that you can take that into account and cultivate a lot of new aspects and creative, like, not even just creative affirmations for the self, for your own, like, mental well-being, but creative, like, aspects of life that maybe you want to get a little more creative about your routine. Maybe you want to get a little more creative of, working out is boring, so let me figure out a way to, like, make it not boring or something like that. So I think it's very clear of how you feel intuitively, but you know that you need to explore more about yourself in order to accept that you can finally move on from all of this. And can we get one last card to get what they really need to know, need to hear for their highest good? I really thank you for listening to this reading. I'm very, very grateful that you've watched all the way through. This is the death card, essentially, in this oracle deck. Oh, we have the queen and the maiden, too. So Thanatos is essentially a metaphorical death card in this, and I feel like that there's a lot to explore when it comes to how you feel so open after gaining all of this knowledge and accepting this this insane confirmation of letting go and moving on with courage, moving on with where you know you came from and where you are now. It's like this maiden used to be you in the past and the maiden became the queen, but you still feel like a maiden internally. You still feel like this very humble kind of, oh, I'm not this royal person, when you really are. Like, you 100% are. Genderless cards here. You are very, like, just clearly passionate about something, and the queen is essentially that divine feminine energy to, like, explore how passionate we can get about our life and our, like, curious little passions and cultivations. I feel like you still feel like you're very young at heart, but that's kind of the point. A queen wouldn't know exactly how to rule best over their kingdom if they don't know or remember where they came from. And I think the biggest ask for you when it comes to thinking about these other adversary energies is ask yourself, whenever that they have uh, remembered where they came from and have explained it in a way that was the reason why they're so passionate about something now, because you're passionate enough to make it your life's work. That is the energy of the queen. You're making this your life's work. And anyone that's going to forget where that they came from, they're only doing it so they can call themselves the queen. They can call themselves royalty. They can call themselves this. They can call themselves that. They're only doing it for very lackluster reasons when you're doing it for the complete opposite, and you need to explore that. Explore that more, because that's going to gain you the utmost confidence. And I feel like I should read the maiden card. I don't know why. Why are we feeling called to read the maiden card? There's more to that, because I know a lot of these cards, but I do want to be familiarized with this this card. The maiden, the virgin, the princess, the innocent. Moving from the maiden to the mother is challenging, often leaving unresolved tensions between the two archetypes for years, if not a lifetime. That's all I needed from that. I'm gonna read that again. Moving from the maiden to the mother is challenging, often challenging, often leaving unresolved tensions between the two archetypes for years, if not a lifetime. You have explored this mothering energy for yourself. You've explored it. You've mothered yourself. You've healed this maiden and mother aspect of yourself. And you've healed it to the point where you aren't coming out as the mother card, you're coming out as the damn queen. Do you know how important that is? Do you know how amazing that is to heal yourself enough to where you can actually in- intuitively feel the queen energy? The queen energy isn't anything that is uh like lackluster. The queen is going to reside over their kingdom in the most, like, I want to say beneficial way that cultivates not only just experiences, but experience cultivate knowledge, and knowledge can cultivate growth, and you understand the domino effect of this, the domino effect of healing not only yourself but the kingdom per se that you preside over, that you rule over. And this is very genderless energy, but you are very giving, because you know it can give knowledge. You know you can give not only just the experiences and the knowledge, but you give loving growth to people. You give them an opportunity to actually not only acknowledge the inner demons with themselves, but to actually like have a conversation with these inner demons, these very shadow sides of themselves, and how to have a conversation with them in a healthy way. And someone who isn't acting like the queen, that they want to pretend that they're the queen, I'm just gonna read you. This is where we're reading the queen card here, because this is the little double entendre kind of meaning. So let's talk about, okay. The queen has a dualistic nature. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. You are dealing with an adversary that's casting a shadow across their own land. You are dealing with an adversary that's casting a shadow. A queen that's casting a shadow over their own land, not yours. The shadow has been very uncomfortable for you, I feel, when it comes to their shadow side, because you understand how evil and toxic someone's like words can be, and how their actions can just breed more toxicity in other people and other parts of their land. But this shadow has not shown up in your kingdom. You have seen nothing but clear skies in your internal kingdom, in your internal space, and even your external environment. Things may not be fucking perfect, but you've accepted so much that you can reign with the clear blue skies. Super nice, beautiful, sunny day, clear blue skies over your kingdom. And this is a big metaphor for how you feel about your life, how you feel about how you cultivate, experience growth and knowledge in other people's lives. And you have someone that is not willing to, like, release what they don't know, release what doesn't serve them, because I feel like someone's trying to they're trying to act like they know something, but you gotta understand that they're not releasing the things that they don't know. They're not admitting to themselves that they don't know something. They're kind of just like, well, I will try and figure it out. Or maybe they're not even saying that. They're like, well, yeah, it's kind of like this, but it's just complicated. And then there's just excuse after excuse after excuse. So to be the benevolent leader, to embody the queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. You have someone who is fearing everything because they're afraid of what the divine might think, and that's why they're trying to maybe get the divine on their side. But I think we all know that that's not how this works. That's not how this works. And it's very reminiscent to what is happening in my lap currently. Oh, she's so snoozed. Excuse the messy floor. There's a lot of random stuff by my desk, but she is very, very snoozed. And it's almost like the people in your kingdom, they don't got a problem with you. Everything is completely like fucking cool, and not just perfect, but it feels kind of perfect with how we're creating balance. And I'm gonna say this in a very simple way. Since I've changed up my routine, like content creator schedule wise, I've been having a lot more time and a lot more energy to actually like pick stuff up around the office and the house. And obviously my altar is just always gonna be messy, but when it comes to like, since where the office is in the lower level of the house, and my bedroom and my boyfriend's like bedroom, the room that we share, is like down here as well. We kind of sometimes forget to bring dishes back upstairs because we'll just hang out down here, do our thing, eat, and then we'll just go straight to bed because it's just super easy to just go. It's literally like right around this corner here. Um, but since I've been really finding a way to cultivate my own like real routine with certain things, I've had more time to take care of things around the house, and it's actually working in a very more balanced way with our roommates, and the fact that like excuse me, sometimes and I think we just have done this intuitively of we just set things up for whoever gets there next, and whether it's like we'll put the dishes away and then we'll throw some stuff in, but we won't really throw everything in, but it's the aspect of like, okay, we'll get one part of this big task done. We always need to wash the dishes because there's a lot of people in this house, and then getting to the point of like, okay, keeping this in motion, keeping this in balance, keeping it maintained. And that's the energy that you are presiding over your people in your life. You not only are maintaining them in like a, oh, I have to and it's an obligation, you're maintaining them because you care about them. It's a aspect of care that I think hasn't actually really been explored by these adversaries, and they can't understand why you would do something like that or why you would act like that. Oh, you're just doing it for this reason, that reason, the other, and it's like, okay, projections, calm the f down. Let's get our head clear, because I feel like even the fact that people are thinking negatively of you, you can feel that and pick up on that, and it's just like the okay, let's get back to it. Let's get back to our regularly scheduled program of not bullshit. I feel like there's a lot of lack of truth on the other side, and that is not a cloud that is reigning over your kingdom. That is a cloud that is reigning over their kingdom, and they will have people revolt in their kingdom per se, or energies within them revolt and come up and contradict what they're so trying to do in a negative way. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Thank you for letting me read your cards. If anybody wants any sort of personal private readings, check the link down in the description, and I'm very grateful that you got to watch this. Please know that you are fucking strong, courageous, and you are goddamn so much more confident in yourself than these energies. You just need to hear that. You are so much more confident than these people are. Like, even just looking in the mirror, you can look in the mirror and just be like, yeah, sure, that's me. Other people, these adversaries, look in the mirror and they're constantly hating themselves. And while I wish the best for people like that, and I feel like you wish the best for them, you don't want them to hate themselves, you understand that this level of awareness you've come to has been recognizing the things that have been uncomfortable. And a lot of people don't want to be uncomfy. And I think that's something to just kind of sit and accept and remind yourself consistently of during this time. You will see a big confirmation, and this will come around full circle to where I think you're going to find closure, but it's going to be in a way that I don't think you've ever seen before. And it's not going to be in an actual, like, boom, hey, I'm announcing this thing. This is how I am getting closure for the situation. Like, it's not big and loud. Like, it's almost just like this very kind of, not quiet, but silent little like confirmation that just scatters, because I think what you're confirming is something that other people knew about this person that they weren't actually able to speak up about. And this is where it's going to, your confirmation is going to trickle into everyone else's confirmation and closure. And I think that's something to be a little bit grateful of, because while it sucks that you weren't the only person that this adversary did this to and was behaving this way towards, you were not the only one, definitely not the only one with how someone acts like that. Jesus Lord. You constantly see how it can confirm in other people's life. This confirmation can find closure with other people in their lives through what they went through with this person. And I think that since those things were so far back or at different times than what you were dealing with, it feels like, since you're just being not necessarily the loudest in the room, but you were essentially the loudest in the room at a point, that offended them, because they basically saw that, oh my god, they're exposing how I got up on this pedestal. They're exposing how I basically piggybacked on top of everyone that they could have, because I feel like that's what you're saying to this person. You piggybacked off of everyone you could have, and this is where you got. This is the pedestal you put yourself on, and now you're scared that it's going to be ruined, but the only person ruining this pedestal is themselves. Because as much as someone can expose the truth, whether people believe that truth and keep that person up on that pedestal or not is really up for those people to decide. And I think you really get that and understand that and accept that. It's why that you are opening up your kingdom with open arms, but you're not sitting here saying that, like, you have to be accepted. It's just the fact that, hey, my door is open if you need to talk with me. And I think that's the big thing of just keep it open and don't worry about anything else but your own work. Because you have been keeping it pushing past a lot of adversary-like energies. Underneath the Five of Swords was the Knight of Cups. You got to keep going with what fulfills you. You understand that this was a messy thing, there wasn't a clear victory, and that's okay, and you've accepted the hurt that has happened, and you've moved on from it. You've accepted so much because you have a lot of passion and acceptance for your work and what needs to be done for your work. And you can't let that slip past you, can you? Because you got something really curiously intuitive coming your way. And I think you know what it is, but it can't fully happen without acceptance. And I feel like it's not just it's going to be delayed and be halted. It's like you can't fully experience this feeling unless you experience wholeheartedly the acceptance of, well, this is just how the situation is going to have to be from now on, and that's it. And that's, I think, all I'm going to leave you with today. So thank you for letting me read your cards. This was very interesting. And oh, good morning, Loaf. Hi, ma'am. We finished our reading. Oh yeah, show off the toe beans. Oh, she's purring up a storm. It's making my tummy feel so better. I think my lady time is starting, so her purrs are very, very, very nice. Also, I just noticed that I forgot to put on chapstick, and I pick at my lips. These aren't... this is my own doing. What? What's wrong? What? Oh, you want more squitches? Oh. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, ma'am. I'm gonna leave you with this little cute cat at the end. Let's just take a break from all of that stuff we talked about. And look at the little cute Loaf. She has no idea what's going on in your life. But she's still willing to be here and be cute for you. Really, she's just cute in general. And she's super snuggled right now. Oh, yes. Got any last words for them? More scritches. More scritches. That's all you need to know. Like I said, if you want any personal private readings, please check the links down in the description box below, and I'm very grateful for the fact that you got to just went through this whole entire reading with me. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful, and as always, I will see you all in the next one. Bye!